Hello and welcome to the Discover Your Path series. My name is Aaron Woods and I'm a career counselor at CW Career Services. And with me today is Takashi De Leon, and who's a recent graduate from Central Washington University. Hi Takashi, and thanks for taking the time out today.
Hello there.
So let's get started with, since you're a recent grad, I'm really curious about your experience at CW. So what was that like?
Um, Honestly, CW was probably my favorite college experience. When I first graduated high school, I went to YVCC, Yakima Valley Community College. And then after that, after my 2 years there, I went over to WSU. Great campus and, generally great people, but it definitely felt a bit isolating compared to CWU. Had a little bit more hard time making connections there. Um, in contrast, CW, I felt like it was much easier to make friends. It was much easier to connect to the professors, the instructors. Um, yeah, and I feel like, the class sizes were smaller as well, and it was easy to, after class, talk to the instructors, ask them about their career advice or, any skills that they think you should learn and stuff like that. So I definitely felt like CW was a more friendlier, more, down to earth sort of university in terms of its, environment, its culture, and its faculty.
Thank you. And what major and maybe a minor did you choose?
Um, I went for a liberal studies major and a minor in communications.
Oh, nice. And what did you get out of those programs that you think would help you with your future career aspirations?
I would say communications really helped me with, general human-to-human communication and the intercultural communication classes. I'm half Japanese, half American, and I've lived in both of those countries, about 10 years each throughout my life. And they really helped to confirm some of the aspects that I kind of communication that I understood just from living the experience, living in two cultures. It helped me, learn more uh, concrete concepts about how intercultural communication works and the dynamics that occur, and what to watch out for, what the best way to communicate with people from different cultures. I think that was really helpful. In terms of the liberal studies major, it really allowed me to take all of my interests. I had so many interests going into college. I was interested in history, I was interested in marketing, I was interested in graphic design, the arts, I was interested in film, and it let me combine all of those classes that I wanted to take into one degree and graduate with that. That was probably my favorite part about the liberal studies major.
Nice. And what are your career aspirations currently?
Currently, ideally, dream job, I want to find a job where I can combine my passion for Japanese to English translation, since I'm fluent in both languages, and my passion for the arts, videography, graphic design, just digital media in general. For now, I'm just trying to polish up even more my Japanese skills and combine that with my digital media skills and find a job first related to just plain translation, and then hopefully find a company that demands both Japanese fluency and graphic arts skills.
Nice. And what did you find that was most helpful in your experience at CW to prepare you for that future career?
The graphic design courses were frankly excellent. I think they were really, they got down to what you needed to learn. They introduced you to a really broad category of skills, basic stuff like, of course, Adobe Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign, but also new website design software such as Webflow, which was absolutely great. Um, and like I said before, the intercultural communication classes. I also took a nonverbal communication class. Both of those were particularly great. I remember those really well. And marketing, marketing not just for companies and brands, but marketing yourself. My marketing 360 class was great for that, I believe.
Nice. And did you do anything else besides just doing your classes and focusing on that to kind of help you while you're at CW?
Oh yes, I wanted to definitely polish my translation skills and stay up to date on my Japanese. So made a Japanese Twitter account, subscribed to as many Japanese news related stuff, pop culture related stuff as I could to just, just read while I had free time, read Japanese, remember, oh, that's right, that word means that. Or if it's something I don't understand, look it up. And my passion is World War II history. And I realized there wasn't a lot of translations for Japanese documentaries, Japanese perspective, Japanese veteran interviews. So as a side hobby, I translate those. I have video editing software. I add subtitles to Japanese documentaries and Japanese veteran interviews, and I upload them onto YouTube. That allows me not only to polish my Japanese, but also my translation skills and my video editing skills all in one. So I think that was probably the best part outside of classes that helped me prepare myself for my future career.
Great. Did you do any of the experiential learning, internships or job shadows or informational interviews?
That's the one thing. I wish I did that more. I wish during classes, I was so caught up in this hobby and of course my other recreational stuff, that I did not. I feel like I could have definitely gone to more internships, asked more questions, and that's the one thing I would definitely give advice to future students or current students. Talk to your professors more. Ask for internship opportunities. Ask for their advice in terms of kickstarting your career and what they recommend you do, what skills you should learn, who you should talk to, et cetera, et cetera.
Thank you. With COVID-19 and being a recent grad, how are you navigating those effects?
So COVID-19 has definitely been making my job search a little bit more difficult. The lucky part is a lot of translation jobs you can do over the phone or on your computer. For example, like live interpretation for video conferences. There's a lot of companies that do over the phone translation services, so you can apply for those. And subtitling, let's say, video games or movies or plain text, you can easily do that over the computer. You don't have to be in person in an office to necessarily do that. So that, thank goodness, it's not as tough as it could be for perhaps other, jobs which require you be there in person in the office or in the main area. So thank goodness for that. I definitely feel like compared to pre-COVID and post-COVID, the amount of job openings have definitely declined. So that definitely makes it harder. But overall, I've managed to get accepted into one company, and I'm looking to apply for 2 others currently pending. So COVID has been challenging, but it's definitely been, I've managed to, thankfully, because of what job I was going for, I lucked out in terms of it wasn't impact the hardest by COVID.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Thinking back to the liberal studies major, any advice you'd give to a student thinking about that major?
I would say, it's a great opportunity to combine all of your interests. Excellent opportunity. Let's say you want to learn more about music, but you also will have a passion for history. This really lets you combine all of those interests, pick classes that you want out of all these different, categories or, aspects of the liberal arts. And I'd say take full advantage of that. Take all the classes you want, everything you're interested in, go for it. Just make sure to take a lot of upper division credits too, so you don't, have a ton of lower division. And make sure that, you try to come up with how you can take advantage of this, syncretism, this, synchronizing all those interests into one future potential career. Make sure that the dots all align and you can take advantage of hopefully all of those interests.
Nice. Well, thinking about knowing what you know now, would you have done anything different in your experience at CW?
Definitely would have been more proactive networking, talking to professors more, and maybe joining a few more clubs, finding people with like-minded interests. I ended up making most of my friends, they approached me, they're extroverted, they approach me, I'm introverted. So they approach me first and we become friends, or their friends become my friends as well. Or I just met them online, through similar hobbies, video games, entertainment, or just interests, political, historical, stuff like that. So I definitely recommend network as much as you can in person with people in person while at CWU.
Great. Well, you've given students and people thinking about CW a lot of a great perspective and advice. Is there anything else that you would, any other advice you'd give to students or that are either here or thinking about coming here, maybe deciding on a major?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like I've said most of the things that I wanted to say. You know, just make sure to networking. Really, it really is important. It could be the difference between landing that really great job immediately after graduation, or just looking online and waiting for hopefully a lot of companies that you apply for to hopefully respond after they see your resume. So I definitely network as much as you can. Talk to the professors. Talk to the career advisors. Uh, and make as much friends as you can. This is a great opportunity to find like-minded people, make great friends that you might stick with you for a lifetime. So be more social, be more proactive. Yeah. I feel like I've been lucky. I was raised 10 years in Japan. I managed to become fluent in the language, so already even before graduating I had this very simple or easy career path potential in front of me. So I would definitely tell people, if you guys have a passion, if you have something that you're really good at, keep polishing that outside of class during college. That way you will always have, even if you don't want that to be a career, it can be a backup plan. So, polish talents on the side and network. Those are the big two things I would recommend.
So thank you so much for your time today, Takashi. This is really great information, and I think students that watch this can really benefit from it. And I'm also excited to see how your future unfolds.
Thank you so much. Thank you.